All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Wealth Building for Dummies podcast. I'm Kyle Demian, and as always, I'm joined here with Renji Matthew. On today's podcast, we're switching it up a little bit, and we're doing a Would You Rather Money edition. We've got about 6 or 7 questions queued up for Would You Rather this or that, and we're going to talk through the different scenarios of the questions that come up. And so with that, Renji, I say we just dive right in and ask the first one and go from there. Cool. So would you rather have $1 million today, or would you rather have a penny that doubles every day for 30 days in a row? Renji, you can go first. What's your answer to that?
I think I've looked at this in the past, and I think a penny grows to be a lot more in 30 days than $1 million, right?
It's my girlfriend just did a TikTok for us the other day about it. I think it grows to 5 million. So
Okay.
yeah, the average mind, when you see this, it's hard to conceptualize that a penny doubling for 30 days would equate to more than $1 million. But yeah, we kind of already know the correct answer to this. But the majority of people would say, hey, just give me the $1 million. Let me cash it out, right? Don't worry about the penny compounding or doubling for 30 days in a row. But what's crazy is that is the power of compound interest. You have 1 penny, it doubles into 2 cents, doubles into 4 cents, 8 cents, 16 cents, 32 cents, 64 cents. Now I'm starting to lose track of the math, but most people don't realize that once you get into like $10 turning into $20 to $40 to $80 to $160 to $320, then you start getting into the thousands, and then eventually it gets to like 1 million, I think in day 26 or 27 or something, and then it doubles to 2 million, which doubles to 4 million, somewhere along those lines. We should have had the numbers actually queued up. But yes, give me the penny that doubles every single day instead of the $1 million. And that's your answer too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's, like we said, guys, that's the power of compound interest, and why Albert Einstein says it's the 8th wonder of the world, because the power of doubling and compounding your money that quickly adds up to be much more than most people realize. So that's a great financial concept for us to get started with today. The second would you rather question: would you rather have a 401k, or would you rather have a Roth IRA? I'll go first on this one. My answer is, since 401ks are tax deferred and Roth IRAs are tax free, I would probably rather have a Roth IRA. On the exception of if your 401k has a match, I would say it depends on the level of the match. If it's just like a 1 or 2% match, I don't want the 401k. If it's like 5% or higher, okay, we'll do the 401k match, and then we'll contribute extra above and beyond that to the Roth. But I would rather have a Roth in something that grows tax-free and takes care of taxes for the rest of my life. Obviously, there are some contribution limits, there's some income limits, but for a person that can have either a 401k or a Roth IRA, for me, give me the Roth, give me control of my money, not my company, and I also don't want to have to worry about taxes ever again. So that's my answer. Renji, what do you have to say?
Yeah, same. Along the same lines. Only difference would be if the 401k has a conversion method, or if the company allows you to convert into a Roth 401k. If that's the case, you can actually contribute more into a Roth 401k than you can to a Roth IRA. So if they have that option, then yes. But I think me and you agree along the lines of invest in your own things outside of work, because then you can control it more, right? So if you only had those 2 options at work and they didn't have the conversion, then Roth for sure.
I love it. Would you rather own a laundromat or a parking lot? So Renji, we'll allow you to go first on this one. Which asset would you rather have, a laundromat or a parking lot?
Oh man, this is funny because I've been debating in my own head which one it would be, because some of the ideas I have are there's going to be more traffic in the laundromat for sure, because I could put vending machines in it. I can put, it's not just washer dryer that's making money, vending machines, all this stuff, right? But on the other flip side, with the parking lot, I don't have to do nothing. I just have to have one person sit there and make sure you take the money. Or even now with most parking lots, you just have a computer open the gate and close it and stuff like that, so you don't even need that. So if you're close to where there's a lot of games going on or somewhere there's a lot of traffic, then parking lot makes a lot of sense. So easy choice would be parking lot because there's less to manage and you just have to pay for a machine to open the gate and stuff like that. But laundromats can get a lot more. There's probably way more tax benefits with a laundromat because there's more write-offs and stuff like that too. So that's a hard choice. But if I could do both, I would do both. But I think for someone that's starting out in either, I think a parking lot is an easier choice, if that makes sense.
For sure. I think parking lot is the easier choice. Laundromat would have more work that would be required. Well, I mean, I guess you can always hire the employees for that, right? Which extra write-offs and extra deductions. Also, it depends on where the parking lot is at. Here in Cleveland, when if you own a parking lot that is anywhere close to any of the stadiums, I mean, sometimes you can charge $50 per parking spot, and to have very, very minimal expenses and be able to collect $50 a car, multiple nights throughout the year. That could be a very lucrative business. So my answer, simply enough, I think I would say parking lot. Keeping it simple, having the cash flow with very minimal expenses. A laundromat does have a lot of moving pieces, and I would say a laundromat probably has a higher potential, but the parking lot, just for the ease of access or the ease of asset ownership, I would say would be my answer. But like we always talk about, at the end of the day, what's the cash flow? And if we can cash flow a laundromat by hiring other people to run it, and the cash flow is maybe greater than, hiring the 1 to 2 people to run a parking lot, laundromat may make sense too. But surface level speaking, give me a parking lot because it's easy.
Well, and that's the thing. On the flip side, too, tax benefits are probably higher with the laundromats because there's more write-offs, like you said. But you probably, with parking lots, you could be held liable for damages and stuff, so that could cost you more too. So there's good and bad in both sides. But yeah, like I think we both agree for ease of business, probably parking lot.
Yeah. And we got a good question in the chat from one of our viewers, and we'll use that for our next one. Would you rather be 100% debt-free or have good credit?
So
be 100% debt-free but have bad credit, or be in some debt and have good credit? Was it my turn to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know either. I forgot already. I'll go first. I would say I would rather have good credit. And we didn't define the debt, but like we've talked about before, the rich and the wealthy leverage debt to build more wealth and to build more cash flow. So I would rather have better credit and still be in debt than just being 100% debt free with bad credit. What about you, Renji?
So being someone that's been in both, I say having good credit is so much better because I've been in where I've had my credit in the 800s and no debt. And I've also been where I've had credit in the 400s and had a lot of debt. So being in the both areas, like we talk about good and bad debt, and you want good debt, which is what having, like you said, rich people leverage debt to buy assets. So all the mortgages and stuff are debt, but that's good debt because you're not paying for it. Right. But then you don't want to be wasteful where I was in college, wasting my money for stupid things I didn't need. And that was bad debt on credit card. Right. So if you have good credit and you have access to get more loans to buy more assets that are cash flowing, I would always choose that over, especially because I was in both scenarios in the past.
For sure. I agree with you. Next one. Would you rather invest all of your money into stocks, or would you rather invest all your money into real estate? You can go ahead and take this one first.
Oh, for sure, real estate. I mean, I've said this before. I'm not one to watch stock market that often, and I can't control what the stock market does. I can't control the company that I invest in, if they're going to do good or bad, right? But I can control what type of assets I invest in. I can control what type of house or rental I get into. right? And there's so many more tax benefits too. There are tax benefits to stocks, but nothing compared to real estate, right? So for me, for sure, 100% real estate.
I'd say real estate as well. Real estate is pretty predictable. Tax advantages are there. The ability to scale, the ability to borrow from your existing equity in real estate to go out and buy more real estate, which, by the way, gives you more tax advantages. If you've ever wondered how the rich and the wealthy pay less in taxes than the average American, a lot of the times it's because of real estate and them owning businesses and sometimes owning stocks as well. But with real estate does come at this current time of recording, owning real estate right now does come with the most tax advantages that are out there, and just the ability to scale it and to be able to get into more real estate, multifamily apartment complexes. To me, that's much more attractive, and actually, I see it as being safer than having your money in stocks, because you can't control another 2008 market crash happening and you losing 40% on your stocks as well. With real estate, that just really doesn't happen. So for me, real estate, for Renji, real estate as well. What about, would you rather win $1 million in a lottery or have an extra $50,000 added to your salary annually for life? I'll go first on this one. Give me the $1 million today. Reason being, just a 5% interest rate is $50,000 a year. So if you know what you're doing with money, you should probably always take the money up front. In this scenario, you would take the money up front because you know you can earn greater than $50,000 of interest annually for life. And what would I do with that $1 million? I would probably park it right inside of real estate, just like we were talking about. Why real estate over stocks? Tax advantages and the ability to scale and to get more and more real estate. Appreciation of the market has your property value going up, and typically appreciation of the market leads to increasing your rent, which increases your monthly cash flow. And give me the $1 million today. What about for you, Renji?
Same exact thing. Because everything we talk about, even if you're investing into passive income, passive cash flowing assets, you can make more than 50,000 if you do it right, if you know what you're doing. And on the flip side, if you put it into safe accounts like we talk about, tax free or tax deferred, if you have the zero floor, even if you only got 5%, like Kyle said, that's 50,000 right there. So you can do so much more if you know what you're doing. And this is where financial education and financial literacy is key. If you know what you're doing, you would do so much more with making that 1 million up front than having 50,000 added to your salary every year.
Absolutely. And I think that's the key thing. We're not saying get the $1 million to go out and blow all the money, but we would take the $1 million and make it work harder for us than $50,000 a year extra would give us. So
yeah,
great
invest
answers
in yourself. There. Learn what you can and do more with that money. Yeah. And I mean,
sure.
At the end of the day, either way, if you're not investing in yourself to get better at what you're trying to do, to increase your income potential, then you pretty much are wasting money, right?
Yeah, very true. And then the last one that we had for today, would you rather start your own business with a 50% chance of success or work a job with a guaranteed steady income but no potential for growth? So, ironically, I think this is what a lot of entrepreneurs have to face or have to kind of think through when they're making the transition from going to being an employee to then going and becoming an entrepreneur. Most people, I think, would assume that in businesses, you have a 50% chance of success. You're either going to make it or you're not, right? So for me, I want the ability to start my own business with a 50% chance of success rather than a guaranteed steady income, but no potential for growth. One of the reasons in the first place I became an entrepreneur was so that there was no longer any caps on my income and on my life, really. I wanted there to be limitless potential. And I first started having these thoughts when I was working a guaranteed steady income job when I didn't really have any potential for growth. I was reaching my ceiling. There was 1 month where I worked like 50 to 60 hours each and every single week. And I gave it my all because they had this bonus incentive. And I hit the bonus incentive, and I realized quickly that like that was basically my cap. Not only did I get a $1,000 bonus for hitting this goal that they set out, but I worked like literally 50 to 60 hours every week for the entire month. And I realized, wow, I only brought home about $11,000 this month. And I said, that is my cap. That is my ceiling. If I worked 60 hours every single week, that would be the most money I would probably ever make in a given month, would be $11,000 a month. So when I realized that, that is one of the aha moments I had to actually go and start my own business. And so all day, give me the business with a 50% chance of success. I don't care if it's only 50% chance, because guess what? If that one fails, you can just go to another one and have another 50% chance. So that's my answer. What about you, Renji?
Same, because I think a lot of the failures come from mindset. I mean, a lot of the victories come from mindset too, right? Because I think we did a previous episode on this, like the top 1% of successful business owners, what is the most common thing that they have? It's a strong mindset, and they're always willing to grow and never back down, never fail mindset, right? Because to them, failure is if you didn't try, right? If you have a setback in business, or what people call failure, it's not a failure unless you didn't learn something from it. If you learn something from it and applied that so you don't do that same mistake the next time, it's not really a failure, right? So the reason more than 50% of people fail in business, it's because of mindset. And I speak from experience. I've failed at so many businesses in the past, and it was because I wasn't willing to spend money on mindset and growing all of this, because I could know it doesn't matter what all I knew. If I knew everything about a subject, but I didn't have the right attitude and I wasn't willing to keep trying, I would have failed no matter what I got into. Right? You're always wanting to be willing to get better, and always put more time and effort and money into growing your mindset, learning what you can, getting yourself better. Even if you're at the top of your industry, you won't stay at the top unless you're willing to keep learning and growing. And I think
100%.
that's why businesses come out of nowhere and take over, because the people that were at the top weren't willing to grow any.
Absolutely. And that is that kind of mindset is exactly what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And when you have that type of mindset, that 50% chance of success probably turns into 75 to 80% chance of success, because majority of businesses fail just because, I think initially, because it's tough. They think it's going to be easier. It's easier said than done. Right. And with that, when you have the proper mindset for going into business and you have the right expectations, knowing that, hey, there's going to be some struggles, but I'm going to work through it, get over it, and keep going. That's how a lot of businesses end up sticking around and becoming successful and profitable. I don't know the exact stat, but majority of businesses are not profitable for like the first 1 to 2 years, at least. Some of them a little bit more, but having the right mindset absolutely sets you up for long-term success when you are starting your own business. So with that, this was a pretty cool episode. This is the first time we did this. Let us know in the chat below, in the comments below. Let us know what you guys thought of the would you rather questions, and drop your would you rather questions below as well. We will probably do this again, because this was fun to kind of engage and go back and forth and to get our viewpoints and thoughts on just different scenarios. So drop your scenarios below in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it the thumbs up and like it. And if you're not subscribed already, what are you waiting for? We go live 2 times every week for YouTube. We go live every day on our TikTok channels, soon to be maybe Instagram if TikTok goes away. We're going live all the time, and we would love to be there to provide value and help you guys build wealth as well. So with that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.